If you're traveling in the North Country Fair, where the winds hit heavy on the borderline, remember me to one who lives there, for she once was a true love of mine. If you go when the snowflakes storm, when the rivers freeze and summer ends.
Alright, boys. I got a massive fucking chaw in right now. But fuck it. I wanted to talk about something, because let's hear Jesse's 2 cents on this topic. Ooh, does the internet care? Do I care? No, but it hit me that people do care. People are, I care, clearly care about this shit. So why not give a little time to it? Say my part. You know? Get my little limelight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It kind of sucks seeing old friends, old business partners, times pass, and dude, people are just going on their own paths. But we're like, I'm seeing a lot of just like drama, and I don't know how much of it is fueled by the people that were involved, or how much of it is just the internet. But if you guys haven't seen it, I know I have, because I get pulled into this shit. I get tagged in it. I don't even open Instagram, because it's just like I'm getting tagged in this shit. Someone comments like "goy boy," which is something to do with like Jewish stuff, because of Full Send doing a podcast with I never can say his name right. Nehahu, whatever that guy is. I know 0% about that guy, you know? So stop tagging me in goy boy and fucking controlled by this and narrative that. Like, I don't follow any of that shit. I don't know. But, yeah, man, it sucks to see this, like, I don't know. And again, I don't know how much it's like the internet is dividing in creating this hate. Or is it, like, actually some beef stuff between Kyle and Steve? But, like, the way I see it, and I'm going to talk about my experience to this shit. Not that I haven't fucking talked about it enough. You guys are probably like, yo, shut up, bro. Move on. Fucking try and do, bro. The way I see it, we had an amazing chapter. I look at life as chapters. I do. I've said this before, but it's the truth. I look at life like it's a bunch of fucking chapters. And I've had a lot of cool chapters in my life. Nelk, biggest chapter I've ever had in my life. Biggest, life-changing, life-altering, financially, experience, like everything. Seeing the world, fucking... Nelk was the biggest chapter. But even before that, dude, I've had some crazy chapters. Like, bro, I had an MTV show when I was in fucking high school in Canada. Like, and then I got 30 grand for a whole season, and me and my best friends partied for 2 years and blew it all. You know, like, that was a chapter. Chapters aren't good or bad. They're just chapters of your life. And you either learn something, or you benefit, or you take something from it, or you meet people and they create new chapters. It's the way I see life. The same way, like, one day I'm going to be married and have kids and live somewhere, and fucking that's going to be a chapter, dude. Like, that's how I see this shit. And so the Nelk chapter was awesome. But it sucks to see people going back and like pulling it apart and like trying, like, and I don't know how much of this is like for some people to get views or some people to throw shade at certain people because they were upset about things, or some of it's just like truth and they want to talk about it. But we all did this chapter together, boys. I have a love for almost every single person involved in all of it. And I'm talking everyone, boys. Kyle, Avi, Lucas, the fucking twins way back in the day, Steve's, Salim, Steiny, fucking, dude, the fucking crew, Osgod, to fucking, like, dude, look at Nick. Nick was our filmer. Look what he's doing now. If you guys have seen anything he's doing, it's fucking awesome. Like, and that's my point, is that I want to make, is like, it was this awesome thing we did. Like, coming from me, I'm a huge fan of Jackass. That was my thing. Like, that was the only thing I was like a diehard fan of besides skateboarding stuff. Jackass was the only thing I was a huge fan of, like a franchise that was like a part of a culture. And I feel like Nelk, being as humble as I can about it, it was like a little piece of culture. It hit like the college demographic of like a generation. It was fucking cool, like what happened. Mixing the hidden camera prank comedy stuff with the personality and party and traveling across fucking North America. Like, that was like, it was this cool fucking thing. We had a crew, just like Jackass. Like, it was like this, like, Jackass didn't work just because they did stunts. Jackass worked because of all the personalities and their chemistry together that made magic. And Nelk was that, in my opinion, at peak Nelk. And it's really hard for people to go and recreate this. I feel like it's not like a formula you can create. It's the magic. It happens. And like, it did happen with Nelk at some point. The 905, the fucking, all the players in the game, Bradley Martin, fucking just perfectly stormed together. All the characters, people had their favorites. It was just this perfect, hilarious thing that people fell in love with. And it was fucking awesome. But what I don't like, and why I maybe, like, you know, years ago when I exited the company, I mean, I had my own fucking reasonings, dude. And I have my own mistakes. I have my own, like, faults that I admit. I've admitted many times. But, like, I knew when the chapter was over for me, you know? I knew when I pushed the chapter way beyond, you know, my sanity and, like, and you know, and let, like, financials, like, money and fame and connections and growth, like, form my... I remember when I let those take over my, well, what do I actually want to be doing now? Now that I have a home, now that I have taken care of my family, now that I have done these things, like, I stretched that so thin that at a certain point I was like, yo, I'm fucking depressed, I'm unhealthy, I drink every day, I fucking, whatever it is, I was just like, I need to fucking shut this switch off and, like, start blending into a new chapter. Like, what do I actually want to do? And then boom, for me, it was like, I was the kid selling clothes out of my locker. Like, I always, like, loved building brands. It was like a part of Full Send and Nelk and all these things and Happy Dad that, like, I was in love with. I loved on camera, but, like, I really just loved making products. I really just loved marketing. I loved, like, all these things. And it made perfect sense at a certain point for me to be like, well, I'm ready to go to my next chapter, you know? And at the time, it was confusing. I was younger, I was going through a lot of shit, and it was like, there was, like, resentment, and there was hate, and there was, you know, pushing blame on other people. And as I transitioned into my new chapter in my life, in my own little journey, I had to realize, like, a lot of the mistakes I made, you know? Like, I had to realize a lot of, like, well, near the end there, because I was so unhappy, like, you know, me and Kyle got into this 7 years ago. How good of, like, a business partner was I, you know? Like, I was a mess. And, like, and I think that, like, I owe that to Kyle, and I owe that to the team. Like, when, like, I know, I remember feeling like everyone hated me or some shit. Like, I remember feeling that. And you know, there's even, like, the Shahadis get involved, and, like, you know, more like the suits get in, and you want to blame that too, and like maybe there's some reasoning there, maybe, but like at the end of the day, like maybe like Kyle just needed help because I wasn't being the person that could like be the partner that I used to be. You know, maybe I lost the fire a bit, but sorry boys, do gotta chew in. Probably shouldn't put a chew in for this, but I always gotta fucking chew in. Yeah, man. I just all I'm saying is like, I wish everyone in the company that was in the company, a part of the company, everyone that watched this and was a part of the cultural like moment or was a fan of this, can understand that like it was this beautiful thing. But what's also beautiful is people going on and doing their own journey, their next chapter. Because that's the way I see it. Like when I see what like Nick, a filmer from the fucking company, went and did, I'm like, dude, I saw that all along. You know, it's like, dude, you are like, I don't want to break into like all the things I think about Nick. I think he's great, but like, I think it's beautiful that he went on and became like a massive YouTuber. Like, I look at, oh, there's so many people, man. And then I look at Steve and it's like, dude, Steve was like he was his own epidemic. He was his own David Dobrik level personality that like, of course, at a certain point, like he didn't come from pranks. He didn't come from like what we did, but he worked at the time and like what we did, he blew us up. He was a huge character, a favorite character. But him going on to do his own thing and eventually being like, yo, like I just want to go make my own money and like make my own channel and do all these things, like I totally get that. I'm rooting for you, you know, I'm rooting for Steve. And, you know, Kyle's still running the shit. And I'm rooting for that too. And I can't always say that was like, you know, the case. Just being honest. And I'm pretty sure I talk to Kyle sometimes. We're working on a new, I don't know if I can talk about it, but like we're working on a project together, two projects right now, 2 productions. They're pretty sick. And I'm grateful. Like, I'm like, dude, this is sick. Like, we used to fucking always hang out, you know? We used to build companies together. We used to build projects together. Like, I like that we can, like, do that together because we're excited about it, not because we have to. And it's a different dynamic than owning a company together, you know? But, yeah, so it's like I'm rooting for Nelk. I'm rooting for Steve. I'm rooting for Nick. I'm rooting for Osgod. I'm rooting for Salim. I'm rooting for fucking Steiny. Like, what he's doing is his own channel, his own little personality. It's like Bradley Martin, dude. Like, I know he wasn't, like, officially in it, but, like, dude, he was a character. He was fucking huge in it. And I love Bradley. And, like, he's in his own lane. And he's, like, on his own journey. And it's like, everyone is just on their own journeys, building their own things. But we were all connected and a part of this fucking beautiful thing. But like, the second it's like, yo, let's backpedal and start like ripping apart what was beautiful and make that a part of our next journey is where I'm like, what are we doing? You know? Like, I don't get it. And I think that there's like an urge for fans to even want to like do that. It's the same way like I'm talking about this right now. Just because like I want to. But like this will probably get views. Like this will probably like people are attracted to this. They want the drama. They want this bullshit. And I think it's silly. I think it's so silly. It's like, again, I'm going to use the example of Jackass, but like if Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O and Bam and Jeff Tremaine and all those guys got back together, I think they are this year. They're like making another Jackass movie. It's like, as a fan, I'm like, that's sick. They all like they're all doing their own journeys, you know? They all got their own YouTube channels, their own shows, their own projects they're doing, movies. But then they're like, yo, the time's right. Like, we all connected on this thing again. Let's do this again. Let's do this project together. As a fan, I'm like, that's sick. I'm a fan of you guys. And I'm a fan of your guys' chemistry. And it's sick that you guys are doing that together. And that you can do it together. And if you don't do it together, I'm still a fan of Johnny Knoxville. Still a fan of these dudes. It's like, fuck yeah. I fucked with you guys for a reason. And like, yeah, it just feels like there's like this You know what it is? I also think we're in this really weird climate. It's something to do with social media and just the modern time that we're in, where people love. I see it with influencers. I see it with like artists. I see it people that like kind of blow up too quick. You're almost like, wait for this fucking downfall. You know what I mean? Like fans almost want it. People almost want it. And maybe it's them connecting the like, well, why did this guy get the golden ticket? Why did this guy win the lottery? So then when you see them, you know, get canceled, you see them get like, the ship sinks, you feel good about it. It's really fucking weird. But I don't know. I think we should fucking stop that. Because I don't feel that for absolutely anyone. I really don't. I truly don't. And guys, I have no plot. I have no fucking like direction. I'm not trying to steer anyone a certain way. I'm not trying to favor any sides. I'm not trying to anything. I'm trying to explain that like from my point of view, because clearly y'all keep fucking commenting and tagging me and shit like you care. But like if I have any message, it's like just stop caring. Don't care about the drama. Don't like when you catch yourself diving into that shit and it feels good to like hear it, that's a problem. I'm telling you. And this is like coming from me explaining how I've felt about people I'm fans of and people I'm like, I've caught myself being like, ooh, like what's the juicy shit here? What's this? Who did that? Who did this? It's like, shit's just toxic, dude. Gives a fuck. Who gives a fuck? Go live your life. Go live your chapter. Go fucking figure out your journey, dude. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. And when someone that you're a fan of makes something sick, go fucking check it out. That's it. This video feels like my dad wrote the script. All it's missing is a fucking Bud Light. Alright, that's it. That's my little update. I know I haven't uploaded in a while. I've been fucking busy, boys. I'll talk about that in another pod. But yeah, I've been grinding this year. Been going full fucking throttle. Got a lot of shit in the works. The name of the game this year has been catch up, so that I can get to a point where I can actually have free time to work on certain projects that I've been shelving for too long. And I'm getting older and I'm like, I want to just fucking work on them, you know? Whether it's a script, whether it's a fucking new company, whether it, you know what I mean? Like there's a million things that I've been sidelining because all I do is work. That the only way to get there is to do more work, is to work those 16-hour days, is to do that shit. And there's no excuse. I can still upload a pod once a week, you know? But I've been really just dialed in, you know? Really dialed in, whether it's fitness, health, relationships, friends, family, and projects, and like everything under the sun. I'm just drowning myself in it, fixing a lot of things in my life, and getting myself to a point where I can kind of chill and actually work on the things that really, really have been like almost like itchy, like almost like I'm like itching to fucking do them, you know? To just wake up, have a coffee, and fucking work on them, you know? It's hard to do that when you're like always in a catch-up state. So the only way through that is to either like shut shit down or fucking push through. And I'm a push through guy. And that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna go take Chewy for a little walk by the beach. See you guys later. Sorry this was shot on a fucking iPad, but that's when I wanted to talk about it, so that's what I did. Okay, later, boys.